Force Media, unclog your feed.
In the Bravo universe, there are two equally destructive forces: the housewives, who start it, and the producers, who make sure it finishes on camera. These are their stories.
Honestly, it's like full-blown paralysis is worse than dead, you know?
You think?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. I feel like I would actually be okay.
You think so?
Yeah.
You
Just
can't
keep me entertained. If I could get like the kind
park
of
you in
thing-
front of the TV?
Yes. And like if you could figure it out to where my eyes could scroll my TikTok, like if I could flick the page. Like honestly, just set up like a TV, my Kindle, which also
Yeah.
is going to have to work with like, turn the pages with
Yeah.
a right eye blink. And then if I can somehow flicker up my TikTok, I
Okay.
think I would actually be all right. Like I do want to stay alive. You don't even have to worry about me either. Like don't feel like you have to like take me on adventures or get me out for fresh air. I'm good. It would be so nice to if once in a while they could give me some version of like liquid chocolate in my mouth. Maybe like once a week, like a treat.
I think when you're paralyzed, you can still eat, right?
Well, not if your like throat can't swallow.
Oh, shit.
But if they could just like rub down the inside of my mouth with some chocolate once in a while, that would be nice. Overall, I do feel like I would be okay.
Welcome back to another episode of Reality Core. My name is Ace Fanning, and as Kelly Dodd puts it, I'm a little bitch soy boy. All right. And I am joined today not by one Miss Ana Quincoces because she is in Mexico City, hopefully gonna make it back alive. Not sure. But instead, I have Britney Haynes, reality TV star, Jeff Lewis Live star, Big Brother star, Amazing Race star, Traitors,
especially
star.
that one,
right?
Especially Amazing Race, where I finished, I think, in the top half. Maybe. I'm not even sure.
Oh,
For
wow.
sure.
Brittany, thank you for filling in for Ana today. Before we started the episode, we were saying if Ana doesn't make it back, it's going to be really, really sad. However, great opportunity for me to kind of milk the situation.
Absolutely. Which you would do 100%.
Obviously. I
mean,
what else do I have to do? Yeah.
The interviews, you would absolutely need to get some sort of like either a 2020 or a Dateline special, because that's going to put you on prime time.
Okay, here's my thing. I'm thinking Ana got to be a guest host on The View 3 times, and she never lets us forget it.
Okay.
So I don't know if maybe I try and hit up her good friends at The View.
Yeah, probably. That's a good
More
way to
like,
go.
I feel like she would get more traction with like daytime television.
And honestly, like, here's the thing.
Yeah.
It would also benefit you if it were more of a mystery. Like we need to that way we can draw it out for a really long time. Like sometimes these cold cases get brought back out and get their Netflix special 20, 30 years later. So best case scenario, we don't even really know for sure. You know what I mean? And then you get to like really milk it for the long term.
What if like they don't recover her body? And I'll make sure that happens. They'll be like, oh, next of kin, let's call Ace, and we have her body to identify. I'm like, yes, that's not her.
That's not her. People love a conspiracy. Yeah, this is the right way to go, because now you're like, what's the cover up? Why would you present me with a body that's not real? What was the real motive? What was the intention? And then then it gains a lot of traction. Yeah.
And I'll be like, Ana had a way fatter ass than that. That's not her. No, sorry.
And she was way tinier in the waist.
Way tinier.
Like, how dare you? Frankly, this is insulting.
But yeah, I do think it could do wonders for my career. And so
I do too.
Yeah, thank you.
So
I appreciate your support.
So it's a win-win for you either way, is what we're trying to say. Like, great if she does come back, show continues.
Yeah,
no problem. But if she doesn't,
I think the trajectory is much faster.
So it's a win-win, though. You're in a good spot.
Yeah. Well, thank you. I'm blessed like that. So it's good. I'm living my best life. Wow. Brittany. So after after Anna comes back, the show will just return to normal. But right now we have you here. And I think that it is so important to everybody listening that we just really let it rip today. Let it rip. So I do ask that you please not hold back today any of your thoughts or opinions or anything like that.
Okay.
Just to kind of keep with the journalistic integrity of the show.
Yes, of course. Totally understood. I know that the ethos are very important to you here. So, yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for acknowledging that. I appreciate that. So, listen, currently I've found myself in a little dispute with Kelly Dodd, which is so wild to me and so crazy. And I'm not even going to talk about that anymore. But what I do want to say is there was a woman who came to our YouTube and she was leaving these comments about like how fucking awful I am and all this stuff. Oh. Well, then I get a screenshot of her commenting on Kelly's Patreon and she goes, I was kicked off a JetBlue flight for racism. I'm like, okay, well, I get why you're not on my side.
Yeah. Oh, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Oh, so shout out Carmen. Right. I loved it.
Shout out Carmen. Just doubling, tripling down. I mean, that's amazing. Actually, I think you being in a feud with Kelly Dodd, I don't find that to be surprising at all in any way. Like, not even a little bit.
There's nothing I hate though more than when someone disses you and you have to like Google it. Like I'm not cool enough to know what soy boy is,
I don't either. What is it?
It's basically me. Like nail on the head. It's basically like super feminine, no masculine energy, zero macho. And I was like,
yeah.
You could just put my picture next to Soy Boy. So she nailed it on that one. Her takes aren't always the best, but that one was pretty good. Anywho, I want to talk about some stuff with you. And especially since we have you here today, I want to talk about Traitors, which has now concluded.
I know,
and
I'm sad.
We saw that fucking Rob is our winner.
Yeah.
How do you feel about this? How do you feel about how things played out the end? How do you feel about Maura sitting there being like, I think we won, Rob. I think we won. Really good.
Oh my God.
We did good. And he's like, I'm a traitor.
And I will say, I'm not sure where you fall as far as like how you feel about these people. So we may have very different takes. I'm not sure.
That's fine. Well, I think as a gamer, you look at this completely differently than I do.
Probably.
I look at this as coming in from like Housewives world.
Okay. Yes. Okay. All right. Very good. I thought, first of all, not to be dramatic, but I just thought the finale was so freaking good. Like, I just loved it.
Agreed.
So rarely do we get really captivating television any longer. And I was fully immersed in that finale experience for the entirety. I thought it was amazing. From one second to the next, you weren't really sure which way it was going to go. It was edge of your seat television, which I love. Unlike, for example, the season 3 finale, which was lame. And normally Traitors finales are what makes the whole show. Like the entire season, you're just kind of laying the foundation for what happens at the very end. And so this season delivered, in my opinion, in that way, with just like a spectacular finale. With
I never want the faithfuls to win.
I never want the faithfuls to win. Never.
That's lame.
It's so lame. It's the worst case scenario. But if we're going to have a faithful winning scenario, I at least want to see like a season 2 where even though these people are faithful, you still cut them because you're just not sure. And then at least we get like the reaction from the people who essentially got screwed over.
Yeah, but I do like that.
I like that as well. So if I'm going to have a faithful win, that's okay if it's like still a really messy one. Like, for example, if Tara and Johnny were going to take it to the end, as long as they cut everybody else except for themselves, I would have been okay with it. But I definitely always root for a traitor to win. It's just makes for better TV. And I mean, they've done a lot of work.
Yeah, no, for sure. And I feel like, I was shocked by Tara and Johnny because I didn't think I would leave Traitors season, what season is 4? wanting to start figure skating, but here I am. You know,
I
have
think
my
it's the
first lesson
combination of the
tomorrow.
Olympics too. Did you watch figure skating on the Olympics?
I didn't watch any Olympics. We don't
You
really do
didn't?
sports in
Okay.
this house.
Well, I mean, I don't normally get as into the Olympics, but for whatever reason this year I watched quite a bit. And they were, commentating on the figure
Right.
skating, which was more interesting to me because I've been watching them on Traders, and
Yeah.
I knew kind of course, of them and the fact that they're figure skaters from whenever I was much younger. But I wasn't I haven't been following their careers since then or anything like that. And so to see them in their professional element kind of added another layer to the Traders experience for me, to watching them on Traders. I do think it's unfair though to get to go with your best friend. No shade to them whatsoever, but in
Yeah.
general, that's annoying to me.
There was one season of, I want to say it was Australia, or maybe UK, I don't know. But there was a couple that came on together and they pretended they didn't know each other. And it bit them in the ass so fast because they were like, well, we're actually together. And the people were like, why would you have not told us
What?
that? And
Well,
done.
on season 2, there was the Larsa and her boyfriend were there together.
But also, I mean, we don't need Larsa anywhere. She's so stupid.
But see, that's annoying to me. I don't like going in as a duo. It's not to me fair,
Yeah.
unless you are going to do an all duo season, in which case, okay, fine. If everybody's there as a duo, fine. But just having one random duo amongst the entire cast, I didn't like.
Here's the thing. Put me in
Dislike.
as a duo and make the other person that I'm with the opposite of me. Great television,
Yeah.
I'll be like, absolutely, this motherfucker's a traitor.
And I mean, we've had
Get him
duo
outta here.
seasons of basically every type, every reality show there is has done
Yeah.
a duo season. I get it if you want to do a duo thing. And I'm sure that Peacock, they were the ones airing the Olympics this year. So getting them together was a no-brainer. I mean,
Yeah.
it was going to be airing during the Olympics. They're all over the Olympics. I get it. But on principle of the show, I don't like that you bring a duo in, period. Now, I am surprised that they would make it all the way to the end as a duo, because to me, it makes you a huge target if you're
Yeah.
a duo from the beginning. But it worked out for them, I guess.
I feel like watching the finale, I always want a traitor to win. But
Yeah.
in this case, I wanted Maura to wake up and be like, I think Rob is a traitor. I just wanted her to have the moment of I'm not dickmatized. It's not the overalls anymore. And I can see this for what it really is. And this guy fucking sucks. And I wanted, imagine had she won at the end.
Okay. Well, I do think that Tara and Johnny, if they would have been successful, they would have probably not cut her and allowed her in on the win, because I think that they really did believe so much that she was a faithful.
Yeah.
However, I wanted Rob to win because he had been a traitor since day one and he had pulled it off so well.
Yeah.
I mean, against all of the odds, against Candace leaving the breadcrumbs, against him having the dagger, against all this stuff, he was able to pull it off. So to get all the way to the end and be cut, I would have been so upset. I wanted him at that point to take it to the end. I really did think a traitor was going to win, whether it was him or Eric. There was a point in time a couple weeks ago where I was like, they might be on to Rob, but Eric is going to have this easy until the end. That didn't end up happening because Eric's name got floated as well by Kristen before she left. But I did think, oh my God, Eric is poised to win for sure, because he got recruited so late in the game and was so unsuspecting at the time that he got recruited, which is just an easy pathway to victory. But he didn't stay unsuspecting. They kind of pieced it together.
The problem is, I mean, great boyfriend to have because he could never lie to you. Never.
Eric?
Eric.
Yeah, but can't you see all over his face that he doesn't look like a liar? Does he look like somebody who would lie?
Well, and that's what I'm saying is once he became a traitor, all of a sudden, he's at the round table and he's
Yes.
like, I think I might be a traitor. You know,
He
like
is like
he's so
vibrating
terrified.
nervous energy. Yes. Like he
Yes.
was so bad at it. He was so terrible at
Terrible.
it. And Rob was really like hand holding him through it. I mean, Rob could have easily just thrown him to the wolves, right? Like
Yeah.
he could have easily just jumped on the bandwagon of like, I don't know, Eric is a little suspect, and like wrote it through on the end by himself. But it was smart of him to keep Eric with him because that kept them voting together. And
Yeah.
so with him and Eric together, plus you add the vote for Maura, who is, as you say, stigmatized by him, then you have a 3-person voting block. That's a really, really substantial amount of people left at the end whenever, you know, there's only 5 of you. You have the majority. So it was smart of him to protect Eric and keep him, because he knew he was going to be loyal to him and he knew that he was believing everything that he was telling him. So it was really advantageous for him. It was smart gameplay for him to keep Eric in his pocket all the way to the end and then cut him when he's standing there with just Maura, which I poor little Eric. I just can't imagine why he thought it would be a good idea to go to the final 3 with Rob and his closest person, but that Rob is definitely going to choose you over Maura. Like, why would you? I'm very surprised that Eric didn't think far enough ahead to get ahead of that. Like, I would never go to the end with one person and their best friend. That's insane.
Yeah.
That's just not smart.
I wish that I do feel like the end was great, but it was kind of unceremonious, just him there with Alan by himself. And I kind of wish I was like, obviously it would have been too expensive to fly everyone back, but like get everyone on like a live feed and get their reactions to the fact that he fucked her over at the end. And I thought that would have been great television.
Yeah.
I just felt like it was just kind of like, he's like, woohoo!
Yeah.
And I did it.
Well, you're missing the biggest piece, which was in like the last 30 seconds of the show. So we get like fireworks, right? Like we've had like the grand finale. We spent our pyro budget officially we blew up every dollar we had left. And then, you know, we popped the champagne. Everything's over. We're going to walk back to the castle. And Alan's like, hold on, Rob. Hold on. Please hold one more surprise. And he clicked a little button and like 4 Christmas lights came on under his poncho. Do you remember what I'm talking about? It was literally like 4 Christmas lights. And he's like, hold on, please hold. There's one more surprise. And he flicked on his Christmas lights and Rob was like, wow. Yeah.
Wow,
I mean,
huge.
Whoa. I can't leave without seeing that. Thank you. Thank you for the pause.
Alan.
Yes. Thank you for showing us that your vest lights up. Now I can go celebrate my win. Like, it was just, maybe you should have done that before the fireworks went off and you would have had a little bit more fanfare for the Christmas lights. You know what I mean?
No, I fully agree with you. I completely understand. And it was, honestly though, it was the worst kind of ending, but the best. Like, I feel like I love a stupid moment.
I loved Rob winning. I thought it was like perfect end to the season because he was there the entirety. And by the time, it's very easy, I think, to be a traitor at the beginning and very, very hard to be a faithful. And then I think that it's almost a role reversal by the end, because by the end, there are so few people there that your odds of just closing your eyes and pointing a finger are so much exponentially higher that you're going to be pointing the finger in the right place. And not to mention, you can hyper analyze all these weeks that have gone by of various behaviors. I think that it's really hard to still get away with it as a traitor by the very end. Really, really hard, especially if you've been doing it the whole time. I really think that it takes a certain skill set and a certain personality type, honestly. Like, Eric would have never made it. He would have never made it on his own. He literally just doesn't have it in him. Rob does. And so him winning the whole show, to me, was like the correct way for the series to end this season.
How do you, like, I know at the reunion, Rob and Candace are kind of going back and forth. Candace took it very, very personal, which I absolutely would too. How are we not supposed to take it personal?
I think that annoyed me to no end. It annoyed me to no end. And also, like,
because you're a gamer.
No, it's not just because I'm a gamer. It's also because part of it was hypocrisy. Like, on one hand, she's saying, okay, Rob, you are the worst. Like, you're evil. You're a bad, terrible person because Alan tapped you on the shoulder. That's number one. Number two, you're a horrible, evil, bad person because you voted against Lisa Rinna. Even though you saw she was like being led away to slaughter, you then still voted for her, of course. And his response, I thought he did very well, was like, that's what tanked your game. Like, you trying to save her is what ruined you. That's exactly what I didn't want to do. Okay, meanwhile, then you get Portia saying, because her whole argument was that Rob should have been loyal to her and Lisa Rinna as traders just because they were fellow traders. Like, there's no other reason that he has to be loyal to you. The only reason that you have is because you were the three tapped on the shoulder. Thus, you must have this, undying loyalty to each other. Meanwhile, you have Portia over here kind of fighting with Candace and saying, hey, Candace, we were supposed to be in this housewives thing together. She actually said verbatim, traitor faithful, it doesn't matter. We're all housewives. Housewives are supposed to have each other's back. You didn't have my back when you voted for me. And Candace's response to Portia, which was like, you were going to get voted out. Why would I stick my neck out? That's exactly what Rob did to Lisa Rinna. Like, how is that different? How is Candace voting against Portia any different than Rob voting against Lisa Rinna?
Because I
Explain,
like Candace, and I think
exactly.
that I like
Argument,
Candace, and I think that Rob is a
terrible.
fuckboy. So
that was a terrible argument. If I was Rob, if I'm Rob in the turret again, and
Yeah.
I mean, I'm going to go back to saying the same thing that I said about Eric being an idiot. If I'm in the turret with two housewives, hello, third wheel. What do you think's going to happen to me if we all three make it to the end? Of course, they're going to throw me under the bus and win with just the two of them. Like, obviously, you're the third wheel. You're the odd man out. Now, maybe not. Who knows? Maybe they really would have taken him to the end. It's possible. But if I'm him and I'm standing in the turret as the third wheel, am I comfortable with that scenario? Absolutely not. I would never want to be the third wheel in the turret. Like, that would be stupid for you to just assume, oh, I bet they're going to be loyal to me. Why would you assume that? Of course, they're not going to be loyal to you.
In my head, we're all friends. We've all
You're
got
not
this
friends.
bond together. And
they don't have a bond together, Ace. Those two have been to BravoCon together. Those two are on a group thread
No,
with
we have
Andy
the bond
Cohen.
of the fact that we're
two,
traitors. Like, we're all in this together.
you're a traitor because you got tapped on the shoulder or you didn't. It's not like you got chosen to be a traitor because you all sat around a room and made promises to each other. You're in no control over who's a traitor. Your worst enemy could be picked to be a traitor with you. You know what I mean? It doesn't mean, I don't understand why a traitor, what is the mentality of a traitor has to be loyal to a traitor? I think it's ridiculous. Like, they don't. It's not a rule. It's not a rule. And some will, but that's just because that's how they will choose to play. It's not because they have to.
Jeez.
And I just think he was thinking for his long-term game, and she wasn't. And he was correct. In the long term, if one of your fellow traders has been sniffed out by a group of faithfuls and they're going to vote them out, I think you're an idiot to risk your game to try to save them. Like, it just is what it is. You're probably not going to save them. And if you do, you're going to look suspicious. So
okay. So you and I are both cast. We're traders. We're in the turret. Mm-hmm. You just hate me?
No, of course not. But
you do.
No, you have to think of it as, what is the benefit? What is my benefit to this person and vice versa? And
I'm stupid and you can manipulate me.
Okay, perfect. So you're the Eric, right? To my Rob then. And so now,
but
of
I think
course
I'm a better
I want
liar.
to take you. Okay, you're a better liar, but you're the sub, okay? Of course, I'm just going to groom you along and let's go to the very end. And depending on the trader, maybe they share the money, maybe they don't. But I just don't think that anyone's mindset going into it should be like, oh yeah, they're definitely going to be loyal to me. Like, you should trust no one. This is called
so
traders. Like, you shouldn't trust anybody. I just could not with Candace's argument. Like, I thought it was a terrible argument. It only makes sense in that she was mad that she got played by herself, basically saving Lisa Rinna or trying to save Lisa Rinna. It's literally what took her out of the game. And Rob didn't do the same thing and she's mad about it. So you wanted Rob to want to lose because that's how much he loves Lisa Rinna? Like, it literally doesn't make sense.
Coming from someone who was born and raised on Housewives, it makes absolute sense.
No, it doesn't make any sense. And I also was super annoyed by this accusation once again that like Rob was cheating with Colton, and that because Rob said that he thinks Candace is a traitor, that was cheating. Of course, that's not cheating. Traitors are still allowed to pretend to be faithfuls and tell people who they think are traitors. Otherwise, the faithfuls could just round you all up and say, okay, who's not willing to name anyone? Oh, there's our traitors. Like, of course he could say to Colton, Candace is a traitor. Like, he's pretending to be a faithful. What do you mean?
Do you ever have your mic off when you're at the castle?
You have your mic off. No, throughout the course of the day, no, you never take your mic off from the time you arrive.
But what about when you go potty?
No, your mic is on when you potty. So yeah.
If you have to take a big shit, your mic is on?
Yeah, it is. Stays on. It stays on literally from the time you arrive to the time you leave. You have a mic on the entire time, even when you're eating, when you're whatever. And they are listening, by the way, because sometimes like even when the cameras are down, right? Which is like, we're going to get ready to go to the mission or we're going to whatever, you do still have a mic on. Yeah. And so they are listening to you. And if you do start talking game, they yell at you. You're not allowed to talk about game. You can talk. You just can't talk about game. So you can talk about like, oh, where do you live in LA? It's a lot of that.
Okay.
Type of stuff.
Wow.
But they are listening to you.
I can't believe they listen to you poop.
They listen to you poop. Yeah. But that's every reality show. It's the same thing.
Oh, God. Just let me turn it down just to poop. I promise I won't do anything, but
what they'll tell you is that they turn it down while you poop, like they don't want to hear you poop. But do you trust it? It's the traitors.
No, absolutely not. And I think they're going to take my clip and they're going to play it for everybody to see. They're just going to, everyone in America is going to hear.
Okay, so on Big Brother, they would let you take your mic off to go in the bathroom, but it doesn't matter because the bathroom is mic'd. So like, even if your mic is off, it doesn't matter because the bathroom is mic'd. So God. No matter what. And so what they'll say is like, we do not use those cameras. Those cameras are there like in case, like if we see you take your mic off and run with another contestant into the bathroom, we would know to look at the camera at that time, but that they don't use those. But I mean, you are just kind of trusting it.
Oh God.
Like you're just in there sometimes laughing because you're like, what else? What do I do? What do I have? Nothing.
So I saw the Truman Show when I was really young. Yeah. And so ever since I saw that, if I was at people's houses, like I would think like there's cameras watching me when I was going to the bathroom. So I would change super fast. Like I can't imagine having to live where I know there is cameras and I'm just hoping they don't use the footage against me.
I know. It's like, you just have to smile and be like, if this is your thing, I don't know. I guess I'm giving it to you. I'm not sure. Yeah, it's a little bit uncomfortable. But okay, so what you were trying to say was like, oh, he might have said it off camera. I feel like that must be where you're going with it. Listen, could anyone ever prove or disprove this theory? No, because we're not there. We don't know for sure. Maybe at some point off camera he said, hey, Candace is a traitor or whatever. I don't think so. It sounds to me like what got back to her was that he suggested her as a traitor, and she took that as you were cheating and told Colton that you're a traitor and also told him that I'm a traitor. And it's like, really? How many times was Colton wrong before Colton was ever right? But you think that he had this like, back inside information? I don't think so. I think Rob was acting like a faithful, and that's the end of it. And she just frankly cannot let it go that he bested her and refuses to just say that he bested her and move on because and that is what happened objectively.
Okay.
Doesn't it make more sense that Colton was just an idiot who got right once?
I just feel like there's always a conspiracy, and I like that. I like to live that way. I like to live as though, listen, it is coming out now. I think the conspiracy
is ridiculous, but okay. Basically,
Rinna,
what I'm hearing is that you will not listen to logic or reason, in which case I can't help you. You're just going to have to be wrong.
No, I would never listen to logic or reason. Absolutely not. I'm all about just however it is I'm feeling in the moment.
Okay, well, I'm feeling like
And here's the thing. Had it
it's
been
ridiculous.
somebody that I liked, like I didn't know Rob before this. Let's say they brought
Right.
somebody in that I was like, let's say it was Dylan Efron. I'd be like,
Yeah.
shut up, Candace. Shut up. It's
Yeah.
all about who I like the most in the moment. And that's
Okay.
how I side. So I loved Candace on Potomac. And
Okay.
then I brought her here. We're friends. We're buddies. Obviously, I'm going to have her back no matter what. I'm blindly loyal to people.
Okay,
Yes.
I get it. I understand you. I'm going to allow you your bias. However, like even Lisa Rinna did not have that attitude. Lisa Rinna is the one who got first by Rob, and Lisa Rinna and Rob are buddies. She's wearing her overalls around New York City with him. They're friends.
Yeah.
This is a only Candace viewpoint. This is a Candace exclusive viewpoint, even though it was Lisa Rinna who it ultimately cost.
They should cast Robert Irwin and have him be a traitor because never gonna guess that. And honestly, like he could look at me and be like, "Hey, mate, just so you know, I'm a traitor," and I'd be like, "Shut up! No,
You're
you're
too
not."
cute and nice.
Yeah.
You're so
I'm
cute,
like, I'm a
though.
traitor before you. And he's like, no, for real, I am. And I was like, you're stupid.
So you didn't like Rob? See, I didn't know Rob from Love Island either. In fact, going into the season, I did my homework to like do my background checks on everybody. Like I had no idea any of that Colton drama because I'm not really into Bachelor world.
Right.
But prior to the season starting, I like found out all that stuff about Colton. And I was like, oh my God. Anyway, I didn't even really bother doing a lot of homework on Rob because I thought that he was going to be a nothing burger from Love Island that was like first boot, second boot energy. Like I was like, somebody from Love Island is not gonna like do well on Traders. So I didn't even bother looking into Rob.
Here's the thing.
And I think, hold on, you didn't let me finish.
Okay.
I'm just kidding. It's your show. Please talk.
No, please finish because I have another bias that I'm going to give out. So.
Okay. Well, what I was going to say was whenever he was chosen, I was like, okay, this is going to be interesting. I don't know how this is going to go. And then lo and behold, he does incredibly well. He's super good at it. I do think that a lot of it though is just personality. I think that he has like a laid back kind of chill bro personality. And that served him very, very well. Unlike Eric, who, as we said, was vibrating. He's like nervous energy, like a little chihuahua, like, Rob's the opposite of that. And I think that just like chill composure helped him, or it made it much easier for him to be able to pull it off over the long term because he seems like he is genuinely just fairly unaffected by most things. Yeah. And I think that personality type just plays very well.
I think that's why I would be a good trader. I'm like cool as a cucumber.
You're so chill. Like so everybody says that. You don't ever get worked up.
No.
Yeah. Nothing
never
bothers
emotional,
you.
nothing.
Never.
No,
never.
That's a good thing about me.
Yeah.
My problem with Rob really started when he showed up in the overalls without a blouse underneath because I had a period of time in which when I was fit, I was working out, I was skinny and muscly and ish, and I tried wearing overalls. Okay, I tried this as a thing. I thought maybe I could pull this off, and my wife was so just disgusted by the sight of me in overalls. He comes out and she's like, God, he looks fucking hot. I'm like, are you like, you said you don't like overalls. Now you're just saying you don't like me.
You should have just put them back on that night. Like you should
I put them on
for pajamas. Like as you're getting into bed, as you're slinking into bed, just show up in rolls with one exposed nipple. I think that would have been the correct choice. Okay, I hated on Rob for the overalls too, but let me tell you, I'm really sorry to tell you this. It wasn't his fault. He said, this was like afterwards in interviews, he said that he didn't even take overalls, that production dressed him in those overalls. He didn't even take a pair with him. So that was, I think that they wanted him to very much like lean into his Love Island character and play that part. I assumed as well that all he packed were graphic tees and overalls, and I was judging him very harshly for that.
Same.
But then I learned that actually they gave him those overalls. It wasn't even his choice. So now what are you going to hate him for?
Well, I'm still hating him because my wife was attracted to him in said overalls.
Got it. Got
not
it.
because he wore overalls. I would have
Okay.
loved if he wore overalls and everyone was like, overalls are in. And my wife was like, no, I'm not into that. But I'm like, but everybody else is. Like, you're just wrong. And so
Yeah.
then I could go back to trying to wear overalls again. But no, can't. So
I gave him a pass, but I was mad about it because I like to see them play into the theme of the show with their outfits.
same.
And so it annoyed me that he was in overalls. I was like, really? Can you try any less hard to do your homework for this program? Like,
right.
I thought his outfits were ridiculous. But then when I learned that it wasn't really his fault, I was like, okay, fine. I'll quit hating on you for that.
When do you think production picks their traitors?
I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, they really do genuinely have you do the thing where you go in and talk to Alan. Like
But
before
do you think they
traitors are
already
picked.
know before that? Like, because
I
I feel
have
like
no
when you're
idea.
casting, you're like, this is probably who we're going to make traitors.
Well, I do believe that in casting, because they ask you several times, you know, would you want to be a traitor or faithful? I think that the people who say they want to be faithfuls, they do give them they will not make them a traitor if they really say that they want to be a faithful. I
Okay.
think. I mean, at least I haven't seen anyone that happened to. And the people who want to be traitors, I think that they really, really try to do their best to be chosen as a traitor. Who knows? I don't know. How much of it is really in Alan's hands? I have no idea. When do they make those calls? I have no idea. As far as my experience goes, and I wasn't a traitor, I really had the full experience of going into the room with Alan, begging for my life, and then going to the round table and not getting tapped on the shoulder. So,
Did that hurt?
yes. Which I think I didn't already tell you the story about Dolores, but that's how I knew Dolores was a faithful too, because she told me she was insulted. I was like, oh,
You didn't
okay.
tell me
It's
this.
so real. Yeah, we were sitting on the couch. This was like a little bit after they picked traitors, and I was like, man, like the show is really all about the traitors. And she goes, yeah. She goes, I'm a little insulted, but, and I was like, okay, you're definitely a faithful, because I was thinking the same thing. Like, what is even my point of being here? Like, oh my God, I was so pissed. And she basically echoed those sentiments. And I was like, yeah, we're losers. We're total freaking losers. Filler, background filler. Me and Dolo.
No.
Well, that's how it feels. That's how it feels when you're sitting there. You didn't get tapped on the shoulder, AKA you're not our favorite. And you're just like, I could be dead tomorrow. Like, I could literally be home by the weekend after packing for all of
Had you
this.
gone in though as a traitor, I think that people would have sniffed that out pretty quickly. It was for your best.
You think so? I don't know.
I think
Here's the advantage.
what was the girl's name that you had? Danielle. I think Danielle would have led the charge on that.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because again, I
maybe.
told you I was when you guys were on the show and you had this whole apology to her and you're like, I'm sorry for whatever happened, blah, blah, blah. And then they gave you that opportunity to run up. I was like, I would die if this girl goes and runs up there and does it and be like, Danielle gone because we have drama. Like, after you just apologize.
After we just apologized. I actually was standing there. We were standing next to each other at that moment. And I was like staring down and looking at her feet to see if like even her big toe was even going to like move. And if it did, I was going to shove and sprint like as fast as possible because I would know she was picking me. I was scared to death. But what I was thinking was, and the reason that no one did it really is because it just makes you look, it just draws attention to you. And in those
Right.
like early weeks, you just don't want attention on yourself, period, end of story.
Yeah.
So there's no way I would have done it because it would, of course, people are going to bring that up at the round table and be like, that's traitor behavior, blah, blah, whatever. So there was no way I was going to stick my neck out, but I was worried that she would. I was like, you moving or like, I was scared.
Oh my God.
so
All right.
scared.
Switching gears. Real Housewives of
Okay.
Beverly Hills. Are you watching?
Yeah, but I've been watching kind of intermittently. I'm waiting on something exciting to happen. What, have I missed anything?
Okay. Well, Rachel Zoe is really just an incredible housewife. And
I
now
know, I
she's
love
opening
her.
up. I mean, I loved the Rachel Zoe project. Like,
Same.
I was all about that. She's opening up about what a piece of shit her husband was when he cheated on her. And I'm just like, God, it feels good to listen to her talk about how shitty that was, but it's like, it's nice that on Beverly Hills we can actually talk about something. So
Our
I feel like
lives.
yes.
Yeah,
So often
that's
I feel like
nice.
it's like we try to keep everything very surface level. It's like, that's not fun. It doesn't work. So I'm appreciating that aspect of her.
Yeah.
And then Erica comes out and they have Denise on the show and she's talking about what went on with Aaron. And Erica says like, I just want you to know I went through the same thing. And immediately I was like, Tom? Really? Like Tom could
right.
wheel after you? Like, no. But she was like, no, it was after Tom. It was kind of more recently. And she said that this guy, like they met, is good or whatever. And then like things just kind of turned. It happened 3 different times. And then we see her in therapy talking about it and crying. And I was just like, God, I love this woman. I've always loved Erica Jane. And
Have
I'll never
you?
stop. Yeah. Oh, never. It's like, even when like everything was like blowing up around her, I was like, guys, let's give her a chance. all
Really?
right? Yeah,
Okay.
for sure.
All right. Okay.
100%.
Okay.
Again,
One
I have
of your
blind
many
loyalty.
questionable takes. Yeah, but I'm going to go ahead and we're going to move right along. But yes,
When
okay.
she sat there and turned to Sutton and said, or what? Or what? I was like, God, that's my girl.
I just thought that she kind of went about the situation in a distasteful way. You would have to admit that, right?
I think that there could have been better steps.
Better steps and maybe like a little more empathy instead of like, I don't know.
But she said, if I show empathy, I'm showing guilt.
I don't think so, though. I feel like there can be a world of two truths,
Yeah.
where those things can coexist. But listen, that's all a long time ago, water under the bridge. I do think that it's sad to see the state of Rachel and Raj. If you did watch her show back in the day, and they were like such a good couple, so in love,
Even though he had that terrible fucking hair.
he had that terrible primitive Keith Urban hair, and she loved him anyway.
Yeah.
And he seemed to like worship her. He was like so invested in her business. And I mean, she was like really successful, and he was like her hype man. And so it's kind of sad to realize that behind the scenes, it wasn't
Well,
so
she
good.
said like it was good. And she said, I think that he told me to try and like get a reaction out of me. Almost like it sounds like they had kind of been going separate ways. And then he was like,
Yeah.
well, and then she also, this was crazy too. She comes on and she admits that when she was with him for 4 years before they were engaged, that she's like, I fooled around with a model. I told him and stuff. And she's like, I told him and he proposed to me the next day. And I was like, these women would never cop to fooling around on some, like, no, that would
Never.
never fucking happen. And that's why I'm like, I love this woman so much. And then Kyle, who, I'm always a Kyle apologist too, comes in and is like, I mean, I don't think that's setting a good precedence for your marriage. I mean, shut up, bitch. Your husband cheated on you all the fucking time.
Yeah, for sure. Allegedly. And she's one who has been very, very protective over like not spilling anything.
Yes.
Actually, I would say that she's kind of the poster child for that, like trying to maintain the separation of personal life and versus what is shown on screen.
Right.
And
that's tough.
it's super annoying.
Yeah. It's like, I
We don't
like her
like
as
that.
a person.
Yeah.
But I
we
don't-
want to see more.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we get Dorit just spending money left and right. So she gets this book deal. She goes and buys this Kelly bag, which I don't understand. They all look the exact same. They're just different sizes and they're very boring to look at. Like I do not understand how these bags are 20, 30, 40, $50,000. And so she buys that. And then when we're in the Hamptons with Rachel Zoe, she spends like $5,000 at some store just buying these stupid outfits, and her card gets declined, which she was like, it's fraud. That's why, because I'm traveling 3,000 miles away from home. But I was like, are you sure?
Is it fraud? Is that it?
Yeah,
I know.
I don't think so. And so then Kyle's like, I feel like she's just kind of spending like crazy and maybe she needs to reel it in a little bit now that she's a single mom. And I was like, oof, I love that angle too. I do appreciate
I think that this
storyline.
is definitely being included for a reason, and it's like laying the foundation that this storyline's gonna compound.
Well, and here's the thing too, is like, yes, she has the book deal and yeah, she's, she got that advance or whatever, but it's like, you got to finish the book. There has to be a book, we've got
and then
which
people
I
have to
understand
buy
there's-
the book. People
Right.
actually have to invest in and buy which I have no idea what those financials look like. If I'm sure that they have predictive values that they expect to get out of it, but it's still a bit of a gamble.
I think it's a hard way to make money though. Like it's not the most lucrative way.
I would have
So-
no idea. I mean,
But I think in her head, she thinks like, oh, this will put a couple mil in the bank for me and my babies. But
do you ever read these celebrity books? I've read one.
I've started reading.
Oh, are you a reader now? Oh,
I've started
okay.
listening. People love
okay.
to say that, an audiobook is reading. So I'm taking that approach. And I've
I love
obviously been
that.
reading. I'm a scholar. And so I listen to a couple that way.
Okay.
but do I
Which
really
ones
wanna,
did you tune into?
Okay, so not really a celebrity, but like Sherry Frankie, who's Ruby Frankie's daughter.
Okay.
Wrote a book all about what a piece of shit her mom was, and I was like, love that. I listened to one by Casey Rose Wilson of Bitch Sesh.
Okay.
Lower end celebrity, and I listened to Jeanette McCurdy's book.
Yes,
I'm
yeah, I
Glad
was
My
going to
Mom
mention
Is
that
Dead.
one.
That's
Yeah.
a great one.
That one was crazy. Yeah, that one
That's
was good.
so fucking good.
It was good.
And outside of that, I don't know.
I genuinely just don't think that you even have to read the book most of the time because everything that's notable out of the book will be a headline on the internet and you'll know
Right.
about it anyway. So you actually have no need to read any of these books. In fact, usually before they come out, like all the salacious stuff is already out there on the press tour that they do for the book. And so then
Yeah.
the entire book is mostly a letdown. However, I did read Jessica Simpson's because somebody in my book club made it their book pick of the month.
I heard that that's a good one.
It was a wild ride. Wild to get into that mind. I mean, it's a can of worms. Like you could have an
She's-
entire episode about it.
She's a weirdo.
She told this one story in the book about how she knew that she was going to be rich someday because one day she wandered into a gas station and you know how they used to sell like little magnets or bookmarks or whatever. I think this was a bookmark, if I'm correct, that said her name on it. Like, you know how you probably never found
I
Ace,
never
but
get
you would
them.
go
Yeah.
in and like on the little spinny rack, there would be like the license plates or the whatever.
You know
Okay,
what's
so
even worse than me not getting one though is how hard was it for you to find your spelling?
Oh, I never did.
It's like you have a common
Never.
name, but not a common spelling.
Not the correct spelling. It was never the correct spelling. And I always wanted one of those bookmarks. So I can actually relate to the fact that she went in and was looking because that is very real. I did that as well.
Yeah.
Anyway, she found one that said Jessica and it said, oh God, I'm going to botch what the exact line was, but something about like, you're going to be rich, but it didn't say you're going to be rich. It used some other terminology that she took to mean like, oh my God. Oh, it was the something one, the I don't remember, the wealthy one or something. And she was like, oh my God, I'm going to be rich someday because it was prophesized on this gas station bookmark. And I thought, how many broke Jessicas are like, really? Because I went
I
in
got the same one.
I got the same bookmark and you're a billionaire, but I'm Jessica too. Like how many Jessicas sit in women's prisons today and they're like, I would like to refute your claim that it means the wealthy one because I'm Jessica too and it didn't work for me. I mean, just like so many little stories like that make you realize that she's an incredibly unhinged individual.
I always think like when I get my fortune cookie at Chinese food and it's like, you will have many friends. That's a lie.
Mm-hmm. Do you even want many friends though?
No, I don't. But
No,
also,
it's a lot.
and then it'll say stuff like, you are the smartest person in the room. I'm like, all right.
You're like,
Right.
okay, this company should go out of biz. Do something
I'm like-
accurate.
I'm like, I don't even know if I can believe that this is how you actually say the Chinese word on here either, because
Mm-hmm.
you're lying to me on the front side. How do I know you're not lying on the back?
That Jessica Simpson memoir, you might want to check that one out. It's pretty crazy. But
I'll do that.
otherwise, I generally don't read them because even just like Lisa Rinna just put one out and we know everything that was in it. Like you don't have to read the book to know everything that was in it because it gets posted on blogs or it gets whatever.
Yeah.
I just usually don't read them.
Moving to somebody else who's, a celebrity, Kelly Osbourne. Did you see the picture of her?
I did. And you know what? I really oscillate between these ideas of not judging women's bodies, which I completely understand the tone of, but then also we do still have eyeballs though.
Right.
Like at what point is it not that, I mean, I guess the line must be like, if you feel the need to go and let her know personally on her own page, which obviously I would not do, but I can't help but look at the picture and be like,
right.
And that's not me being in judgment of women's bodies or criticizing women's bodies. That's me being like, on a human level, this other human person does not look well. You know what I mean?
I think here's the hard line is because she is celebrity, that means that she's going to go to these things and she's going to be photographed. So, but a lot of times for a regular person who, I don't know if Kelly is, but struggling with an eating disorder, it's almost like a more hidden thing. Mm-hmm. And I'm not saying that Kelly's out here parading it, but it's part of her job that she has to be at these events and she has to take these pictures. And so I think some people are like, oh, is she celebrating that she's like this? And she came out and she said, I'm going through one of the hardest times of my entire life.
Yeah.
And I was just like, God, like I even showed my wife a picture, like I zoomed in and I was like, who is this? And she's like, I have no idea.
I know. She looks so unwell. And it's really sad. And I think that reports that she's on Ozempic or whatever, I think that's ridiculous. Like, obviously she's struggling. Obviously she's going through something really serious and it's very much affecting her. And I think that that's terrible. I don't know. I don't know. Is there an expectation that we're supposed to be met with these images and have no reaction? Like, of course we're going to see it and be like, oh my gosh, like this is really dire. Like it looks very, very unhealthy and not in a way that's like judgmental or critical, but more of just how can you expect me not to notice type thing.
Right.
I guess it's my own guilt being like, oh gosh, I hate to like speak out on someone else's body, but it's not that. It's you can't help but notice.
No, I get what you're saying. And I mean, also it's the same thing if you see something like when those women get that plastic surgery where they literally have boobs that do not even remotely like, those, like I see this one girl lady on TikTok and her tits are literally like bigger than her entire body. And it's like, I love that top you're wearing, like we're gonna notice.
And
you also,
we still have our vision.
Yeah.
I
think honestly with those women, even Helen Keller's noticing those big jugs.
I mean, we can't be expected not to.
Right.
Yeah, the orb boobs. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yes, they're just like giant. And like, I don't even know how they stand up.
They're trying really hard to escape to the armpits too. Because like the last place that they want to be is like right in the middle. They're just pulling. They're pulling all the way as far to the sides as they possibly can. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Okay, Real Housewives of Orange County. Throwing it back a little bit, Lynn Curtin's daughter, Alexa. So she got, they found her out on the street. She's homeless. She's drug addicted. Well, then she goes and she does this interview later on, like in a hotel room. And God, it is so sad to see.
So sad.
And like, this was, I mean, I don't know if this is true or not, but like, it sounds like those 2 years on Orange County just fucked up her life forever. And it's like, 2 years did so much fucking damage to this girl. And then I was like, well, I wonder like, what is Lynn saying? So I went to Lynn's Instagram today. Yeah. She's got a story up just saying like, I screenshot it. Let me read it to you. I should have. It's for her jewelry.
It's for her cuffs? Are we still in the cuff biz?
She's not doing cuff, but she's doing other jewelry. And it's a picture of
my.
her with her tits out in a bathing suit and a cross necklace and another one. And it just says, relaxed, glowing, layered in my jewelry. Now, if my child is out there, struggling with the heroin addiction, I don't know if I'm going to go on and write relaxed.
Relaxed is
right.
Poignant. Yeah.
It's like,
I know.
blessed.
I saw that too. It was so sad.
It's so sad.
Have you seen the other daughters? Not doing super great either, I don't think.
Oh, no, I didn't see that.
Well, I mean, last I heard anyway. This was like a few years ago. But
okay.
I don't know. I do think that spotlighting them at the age that they were, very terrible idea. Not just because probably already just in general at that age, and with Lynn, who was always kind of passive, is how I would,
and aloof.
Is a good, relaxed, dare I say, that it was definitely like bad timing as far as their formative years, to have them not only be on television, but to kind of celebrate and relish in bad behavior. Like, this is like what, was kind of their shtick, was like that they were very rebellious and that they were doing these things. And then Lynn would let them get away with some of it. And I don't know. I can totally see how it would be to their long-term detriment.
I also think too, having to go, I mean, when you're in high school, there's nothing more embarrassing than like your family being broke. And
yeah, totally.
Like, that's
especially
like such
there.
Right. And it's like, now people had to see us get evicted from our house, and I got served, and
I got served. Yeah.
So
crazy.
fucking terrible. I also feel like, so she talks about her dad in the interview, and she's like, my dad is like me. He's kind of a recluse. He's bipolar. Whatever. She's like, so he's in my life when he wants to be. And I'm just like, how shitty to have two shitty parents. It's like, usually you hope for one that's going to like overcompensate for the other one. But I think, honestly, is that bad to say that I think Lynn's kind of a shitty mom?
Well, here would be the thing that we don't know.
Yeah.
Would be not for me to just rationalize everyone's behavior today.
Yeah.
But would be kind of her intention. Does she intend to do the wrong thing, or does she go about parenting believing that she's doing the right thing, and maybe it isn't the right thing, but she did it like honorably, I guess, would be the distinction.
Yes.
I don't know if
I don't think that she was intentionally a
correct.
bad mom. I think that she just made all bad choices, especially when
bad
it came
choices,
to those
but
girls.
walking into it like blindly and ignorantly, like
Yes.
just trying to be favored, just trying to be best friend,
Yes.
without really realizing what those consequences could look like.
Yeah.
I think I do give her the benefit of the doubt with that, because I don't think that she was like an intentional parent in that way.
Yeah.
She wasn't malicious, right? Like, I don't think that she wanted this outcome. But I just think that it was a really, really poor timing in their lives. And for just culturally, like the stuff that was going on television back then was very much like it kind of celebrated rebellion and bad behavior. And that's, what I mean? Like, it made it more interesting and more fun to watch and all these things. But the long-term consequences of that, which isn't so different, right, than how we talk about Lindsay Lohan, Britney Spears back then, like with her paparazzi relationship. It kind of all goes hand in hand, because those were all sort of the same time frame, early 2000s.
When I'll tell you this, and this is probably fucked up to say, but back in the day when like the paparazzi were at their height, I felt like that was a good America we lived in. Like, I used to just
that's when my spirit was
Yep.
alive.
Yes. That's the last time I felt alive.
Oh,
I mean,
my
obviously
God.
the birth of my kids, sure, whatever. But like, that was a time when it was like, you would just go on and you would just see
Perez Hilton. I had like certain websites that I would check every day, and all they were posting were the paparazzi images from last night. So I would get to wake up and find out what Britney did, where she was, how she looked every morning. That was how I woke up every morning.
Was the videos, like when we would get the videos and like Britney's car was surrounded by paparazzi and she almost hit somebody, and it's like, oh my God.
And she
And,
couldn't
like,
even see because of the flashes. And it really
Yes!
was like 10 million flashes. Like it was like
Yes.
strobe lights walking out of the club. Can you imagine too, like being that wasted and walking out to the strobe light effect? And you can't
God.
even see your hand in front of your face. Like
No.
it was insane. And it really was like hordes of people that would just follow them everywhere. I know. I did love it.
And like, do you remember when Lindsay Lohan crashed her car and then like she ran and someone like followed her and she's like in someone's front yard, like trying to hide in their bushes?
Do you remember when they found cocaine in her front pocket and she said it wasn't her pants? These aren't my pants. These aren't my jeans. Or like,
Remember when she was
no,
a
you're
lesbian?
wearing them. No, you're wearing those jeans. Yeah, Samantha Ronson, DJ era. Of
Yes.
course, I remember that. Are you kidding me?
Yes.
Spirit aflame, Ace. Spirit
Oh,
aflame. But my
God.
favorite was These Aren't My Pants.
Yeah.
That took the cake for me. I loved it.
Do you
These-
remember too
Actually, these
when
aren't my pants. They fit
when-
perfectly. They're not mine.
when Lindsay went on some like, I don't know, E Entertainment or something like that and said she was a hoarder and like did this whole thing because she's like, I get all these packages and it's just too much. And then do you remember too when she got the like comeback show on
The
Oprah?
Oprah. Yes, the
That,
Oprah special.
Like, I was waiting with bated breath for every episode.
Riveting television. And finally, Oprah was like, I can't do this anymore. Like, I'm done. Call it. We're cutting it. I'm done. I'm over it, because she was like ringing her apartment and she wouldn't
Yeah.
answer. She was supposed to be there 3 hours ago.
And do you
That's when I
remember-
really thought we would never see her again. After
I
the end of
know.
that show, I was like, it's never going to work. And I mean, look at her now. She looks great. She's a real comeback story.
She really, no fucking joke. Like, I would die for Lindsay Lohan.
I know. She's a real comeback story. And talk about having unstable parents.
Oh,
You
to
talk
say
about
the
somebody.
least.
Oh my God. Like, unbelievable. Truly a miracle that she is thriving today after what she went through.
I mean, and also, she does not get enough credit for her music. I gotta say, like, I still to this day will turn.
Rumors started.
Woo!
Being
Followed. Yeah. Like, I just like, I still to this day, like, I was just listening to a song yesterday. Like, I'm like, God, she's incredible. What a
I
star.
mean, eat your heart out, Ashley Simpson.
But I also loved Ashley Simpson.
I did too. I loved that La La song. You make me wanna. Oh my God. I actually hit a curb in my car changing CDs to Ashley Simpson. And so I will forever credit her for the fact that I had to use a donut on my car for the last week of senior year because I wanted to hear You Make Me Wanna La La so bad.
Oh my God. And do you remember when Lindsay Lohan did that? Daughter to father, father to daughter. And it was like, she's in the like the shop window and she's just like crying. I was like, oh my God, this is cinema.
Oh my God. What do you think her dad really thought whenever he found out about it? He was probably just like, whatever you need to do. Like, I don't even care. Whatever.
He doesn't give a shit.
Yeah, it doesn't give a shit.
No.
I mean, what a
And then-
chaotic life. And do you remember how he would like talk to the paparazzi?
Oh,
like,
yeah.
He would like tell the paparazzi things, tell them where she was. Crazy.
He was the fucking worst. And then, do you remember that show on Bravo? It was one season and I lived for it. Double Exposure. It was they were ex-husband, wife, I think, photographers. And there was an episode they had Lindsay Lohan on for her leggings line.
Oh
And
my God.
all day, you got to go back and watch it. All day, they are waiting for her.
Yeah.
And she finally, it's like maybe 1 a.m. She shows up and she's supposed to be there at like, I don't know, 10 a.m.
Yeah.
And she finally shows up and she's like, sorry, I'm late. And they're like doing her makeup like super fast. She's like, they can fix it in post. And like, she like goes out there and she's just like moving around and stuff. And then like, okay, next look. And she's like, I'm done with this. I'm done. Okay, bye. Like, it is the pinnacle of what
Craziest.
Lindsay Lohan was. I fucking love that episode.
I
so
loved
much.
it. Okay, that was like same era as Simple Life, which was
Don't get me started on my favorite show of all time.
Best show ever. And by the way, filmed not far from where I lived because
Really?
I am from Arkansas. Yeah.
Like the OG season?
The OG season,
Yeah.
which they went up to Fayetteville during that season to like party one time with the college kids, which is where I went to school, the University of Arkansas. So it was all like very exciting for us in Arkansas when
Oh my
when
God.
they were coming to film. But yeah, I mean,
And
Nicole
then they did
Richie
the
was
road
very in the
trip.
mix back then too. And again, talk about a comeback. Nicole Richie, by the way, seemingly a fully functioning, great, wonderful person today.
Yes.
Survived, made it out.
So I have to admit something about Nicole Richie.
What?
I was so incredibly obsessed with Nicole Richie.
Yeah, she deserved it. She's
my
so great.
room, literally every inch of my walls was different pictures of Nicole Richie from magazines. And I would like go on eBay and I would buy clippings of her from other people who'd cut them out of magazines. And I'm telling you, there wasn't like an inch of wall showing in my room. Like that's
I feel like you
fucking
got
sick.
it from early on because she was fantastic.
I loved her. And I'm telling you, like season 1, Nicole, I loved. Like I feel like people were like, oh, she was trashy. I was like, hottest woman on the planet. I fuck with Nicole Richie. I loved her from day one. I read her book. Did you know she wrote a book? It's not about her life. It's called Diamonds Are Forever. And it's a fiction book that she wrote.
No.
And
did not
I
know
sat
that.
there and I just read it because I was like, Nicole wrote this. And probably she didn't, but
Probably not. Her humor, though, was unparalleled. Like, she was the funniest person ever.
and when they road tripped in the pink truck,
Yes. Oh, my God. Such a good show.
incredible.
Loved it.
Honestly,
And I'm glad Nicole
should we
Richie.
start a Simple Life recap podcast?
Yeah, probably. Oh my God. I haven't seen it in so long either. I don't think I've watched a single episode since it originally aired.
I
1
have
million
all the
years ago.
DVDs. I just don't have a DVD player.
You do? You have it on
Yeah.
DVD. Do you know what
Yeah.
I owned on DVD? A once beloved, I believe it was a one-hit wonder, one season, a show called Eighth and Ocean.
Oh, the models.
The models.
Yes. And that had the girl with like, and I've got the astigmatism.
Uh-huh. That
Yes.
girl.
Yes.
And there was like the one really super mega hot girl that was like she was like the main girl of the show. Yeah, I used to own that DVD collection. I probably still have it somewhere.
So when I was maybe like 13, 14, I don't remember when that show came out. My family was like near where it was. And I was like, and I'm like on my sidekick trying to find the actual address to like tell my dad to go to. And I made my parents just drive by it. So I could be like, oh my God, there it is. Like,
Oh my God.
the
Eighth
way
and Ocean.
also at that same trip, I made my dad drive me past Lauren Conrad's apartment she lived on in the hills.
Nice.
Oh,
Yeah.
I've
What a
always been
time.
this way. It was a
I know,
good
me
time.
too. Me too. My roommate in college, sophomore year, we were both pop culture obsessed, and like very specifically, mostly Britney, Paris, Lindsay.
Yeah.
Like this is who we were obsessed
The
with.
big three.
The big three, and we would just lay in our beds, fusing to the sheets, rotting away, just talking about, oh my God, did you see where they were last night? Did you see that? Like we talked about it nonstop all day, every day. We were obsessed.
Did you stay around long enough to then get into Miley?
Not really. I mean, I feel like Miley was coming up when I was older, and so I never really watched Hannah Montana.
Okay.
I was more of a Lizzie McGuire girl, right?
Well, I
like I was
watched
of the Lizzie
both.
era.
Yeah.
I wasn't really of the Miley era. I think you're a little younger than me, aren't you?
I graduated high school in 2008.
Yeah, you're a little younger than me. Just a few years. So yeah, that makes
Okay.
sense. I graduated in 05.
But
So
like
you
Miley
hit
started
Miley.
doing like, she would talk to the paparazzi all the time. And it was just like, oh my God, like we get
Yeah.
to see everything she does. She would ride her bike over to Patty's in, where is it they live? Now I can't think of
Malibu?
it. No. It's just over the mountain. It's where the Bob's Big Burger is. The Thousand Oaks.
Oh.
And it was just
Thousand
like,
Oaks is where
Yeah.
a lot of celebs live.
yes.
Still,
And,
right?
and my wife and I, back at the time, we were like in high school and we'd go to LA and we'd like drive past the gate at the Cyrus house and stuff. And like,
Oh my
look, and then
God.
we'd-
Wait, you and Caitlin were together in high school?
yeah.
Did you know that I met my husband in high school too?
I met Caitlin when I was 15. She was 14. And the first story I told her was to a group of people at my table. And I said this time I had shit my pants while riding my bike.
Oh,
And
okay. And that's
she
when
thought-
she knew.
She is like, I fucking hate this guy. Thankfully, I was like able to just like kind of be like mold and like grow. And
Yeah.
she
She
eventually
saved
just,
you. I love that.
Yeah.
You did the right thing, Caitlin. Good job. Same for me though. My husband was my first date when I was 15.
Oh, wow. Did he finger
But
you that day?
not that date, not for a while, but we did
Good.
break up in college and like dated other people.
Really?
But then we got back together. Yeah.
See, Caitlin wouldn't date me in high school because she was embarrassed to be like,
Seen with you. Got it.
right. So she kind of dated me, but like in secret. And then when I graduated, she was like, yeah, we can date. And so, because I'm a year older than her. And so
I see.
I graduated, I was in college now, and she's like, okay, now we can date. Now no one's going to see us together. Like,
Yeah. She just didn't want people to know, but I don't think you should read into that. I think just let it go. Yeah. Don't think about it.
No, but yeah, so we used to go to, I mean, I'm saying we used to, like, I'm talking the year before we had kids. We were still going and like seeing everything in Hollywood.
You're still seeing the sights of Sister Wives like this year.
True.
So I
Yeah,
mean,
no, that is true.
What are we trying to tiptoe around?
Like I don't know. Like actually, that's not even true. So we were in the process of losing our first foster son, and he had his first weekend not with us, and we were just like beside ourselves. So we were like, let's go to LA. And so we went. And so even after I had kids, I was still doing this shit. Like,
I don't blame you. I would still do it today too.
Yeah.
Like I absolutely would.
But
No
like,
question.
isn't it weird for you though, that like now you're hobnobbing with these people?
Not really. I mean, who am I hobnobbing with?
I don't know. Have you been to Crystal's house?
I have. Actually,
See, I've
yeah.
been to Crystal's house, but only from outside.
Oh, you didn't get welcomed in?
No.
No, she made me a lovely lunch, actually.
See, and it's like, okay, you were on TV. I watched you on TV, and
I know. Crystal's
Jeff,
really cool, though.
And like,
Yes.
I don't know. You're in with these people, and it's just like wild because you at one point you were rotting in your bed.
That's true. You know what? That's true. In the Jeff Lewis world, very much so, because I was a huge Flipping Out fan.
Same.
Followed that show forever. And then, of course, I did watch Crystal on Housewives. So, yeah. I mean, I definitely have met a few people that I was, very engaged with on television.
Do you have Dolores' phone number in your phone?
Yeah, I do.
That's big.
Is that big?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dolores?
Dolores is funny.
Like, do you think if you text her, she would text back, or do you think you just go like red?
Good question, because it's been a while since we texted. It's definitely been a while. I don't know.
She probably has a new number now. But at least you have Dolores Catania in your contacts. Like, you have the name.
I do. And like prior to our season airing was when we would more like talk about like, oh my gosh, it's coming up, because there's a long time between filming and airing.
Yeah.
And then like for the reunion, logistics, stuff like that. Because I was actually going to do Jeff with her. The first time I was ever going to do it was going to be with Dolores.
Yeah.
So,
and then she couldn't do it, right?
That's right. I don't even remember why. But yeah, she had to back out and they just let me stay, which was very kind. Wow. Because I was basically just going to be like her Klingon.
Is it hard for you to leave your house now? Like, are there paparazzi out front?
Oh, yeah. The paparazzi problem in Tulsa, Oklahoma is just, you wouldn't believe.
It's a lot.
It's unreal. If they're not chasing me, it's Joe Exotic's ex-boyfriend, or I don't know. Who else is famous and
huge stars?
Yeah. Huge stars.
Vicky
The best
Gumson's
stars,
daughter
they say.
worked in
Oh my
lived in
God.
Oklahoma
I
for a
saw
while.
her. I saw her.
Recently?
She still lives here. Yeah. I saw her at
Oh.
Whole Foods like 2 weeks ago.
Did you see her awful fucking mean ass husband?
No, he wasn't with her. But
Did he tell you to take your feet off my fucking couch? This is my house.
He didn't. I was standing in Whole Foods and I like looked over and I saw this girl who looked vaguely familiar. And I didn't think anything of it. I just like looked back. And then it was like a little bit later it processed. And I was like, oh my God, that was Vicky's daughter, who I knew that she lives like somewhere near me. But yeah, good point. That is who the paparazzi are chasing.
Right.
I only thought it was me. They were chasing Brianna to Whole Foods that day.
Bastard. That sucks. Okay. Were you though also the type during that time, like, did you also just dream about just one time experiencing the paparazzi like the celebrities did?
Yeah, for sure.
Same.
I mean,
thank God. We can admit this.
So many daydreams.
Like, just to push through a crowd and be like, stop, please.
Stop, please. No more. Sunglasses. Oh, it's too much.
Wow. I'm glad we basically are the same person.
Oh, I mean, what a thrilling life.
And look at us now. We've made it.
Oh my God, I'm so proud of us. We did it. Here we are. Here we sit. From fantasy to reality, we made all our dreams come true, except for the paparazzi. Like, they don't really exist anymore. They're just hired back grid, but that's okay.
I've contemplated putting out like an ad on like Craigslist or something, being like, hey, if you have a camera, can you come and like for my birthday, like I show up somewhere.
No, that's what all the celebrities do now. That is how they move.
I'll pay everyone like $10 for just like and you have to bring a flash. Do not have a flash with you.
Yeah, you gotta have.
I want to be blinded.
Yeah.
Yes.
Are you still like very into pop culture and you follow all the lore and you follow Dumois and you do all your homework?
Yeah.
And you follow Inty Lawyer and you read all the blinds?
I don't follow. Who is the one you just said? The lawyer?
Inty Lawyer, Crazy Days and Crazy Nights. He's had.
Well,
he was like
I used to read
item.
Crazy Days and Crazy Nights all the time. Yes.
Crazy Days and Nights, yeah. He was like the OG kind of Dumois before the Dumois Instagram launched. Back in its OG days when it was like way better. But anyway, suffice it to say, I too follow all of those and I am onto the game of Backgrid now. Like there's no true like paparazzi anymore, but there will be appearances, shall we say, that they still get to have like creative control over. They get to,
I love when we get Kylie Jenner and she's photoshopped in her paparazzi photos.
Correct. Like in her driveway, getting in her own car, looking at the camera. Mm-hmm. It's like it's just a photo shoot. It's just a photo shoot taking place in a public venue now. Nothing like what Britney experienced in real time back in 2007.
How is Britney doing?
Not well. It's getting worse.
I saw recently she showed up on my Instagram and she was back to spinning.
I think it's worse than spinning because I think that it's not even just spinning anymore. Have you seen the like zoom ins of what's happening behind her?
No.
It's just like super.
I remember she caught her gym on fire.
Well, yeah, she did catch her gym on fire. Some of the videos there have been like pet excrement on the floor.
Is
various
excrement
places.
mean poop?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
It's like a nice, like a fancier word.
How is it that she manages to keep her vagina inside those shorts?
Well, I don't think she always does. I just think that we get, the cap cut version. And so some of that footage is scrapped.
Those shorts are so insanely tiny.
But I mean, we are regularly seeing a breast.
Okay.
Exposed.
I feel so bad for her. It's like,
I know. It's
your
so
family
bad.
sucks. Everyone who is around you sucks. And
this is what I'm saying. We could have lost a lot of people, could have gone this trajectory. And it's like a miracle that they didn't, like based on what they went through. And so it's like not terribly surprising, unfortunately, but super crazy.
Did you go to a very obscure movie theater to see the Lindsay Lohan stripper movie, I Know Who Killed Me?
Oh, no, I didn't. I didn't really watch many of her movies. Do you remember when she also had that other movie?
Where she was like a sex addict or whatever?
No,
or she was with the porn star?
No, the one where she was like a traveling music, like a troubadour or something.
What?
Wasn't she like a traveling around in a wagon singing or something? What was this movie?
I have no idea.
Then she was also in another Herbie Fully Loaded.
Yes.
She was in that. No, she was in some sort of like folk music movie. You don't know what I'm talking about?
Oh, wait a second. And something with her dad. Like she wasn't close to her dad anymore or something. Why am I remembering this now?
Am I going to say it wrong if I say Prairie Home Companion?
I don't.
Is that wrong?
I think so.
Okay.
I don't know.
Where am I getting that out
Georgia
of?
Rule.
Yeah, Georgia Rule.
Oh my God. Yes. And Just My Luck. Life Size, I mean, obviously. How'd you feel about the America's Next Top Model documentary?
Oh my God. I watched it. And I had thoughts. What did you think?
Well, I've always been a Tyra apologist. Tyra's my second celebrity crush of all time. Of all time.
Oh my God.
Of all
I
time.
just cannot with your takes. Oh my God.
I'm not saying her hands are clean.
How did you sit for an hour and expose yourself as having every questionable, wrong opinion there is? How did you do this?
Because I'm so attracted to her. I'm not on the right side of history. I'm on the side of history that makes me feel something. And Tyra makes me, I have been attracted to Tyra for as long as I can remember. And I watched every season of America's Next Top Model. I didn't realize at the time I was watching something that was so horrible.
Right. Of course. None of us did. I don't think we as viewers were like, what's the bigger, how's this going to turn out? Like, we were just in it for funsies. And I loved it too. I loved that show. I watched it. I remember I would get really excited. There was a girl from Arkansas who was in the documentary that I would root for. But yeah, of course, looking back now, it's
Right.
incredibly problematic, like most things from that era, to be fair.
Yeah.
Almost nothing gets the
And
pass.
one of the takeaways I had from the documentary is I think Jay Manuel did everything he could to get the heat off of him and put it all onto Tyra. And I don't think that's fair.
Oh, really? You think so? How much creative direction do you really feel like he had? He was
No. I don't feel like it's about the creative
counter guy.
I don't think it's about the creative direction. I feel like there were things that came out of his mouth that he was the one who was sitting there when the girl was like, I'm uncomfortable. And he was like, okay, well, now you're making everyone else uncomfortable. Like, there was things that you couldn't stick a hand up his ass and make him a puppet. He said those things and he did not own any of it. It was all Tyra's fault.
Okay. Well, that's fine. You can be a Tyra apologist, I guess. But, and I do feel that there's something to say for the fact that, of course, you take something that's ancient. It's certainly not only reality TV. We can do this about so many things.
Yeah.
Bigger, more important, of real historical value. Nothing ages well, frankly, most of the time.
Yeah.
So it's not even surprising. And I do think that we also, because reality TV was so new back then, right? It was this new frontier. It was a departure. It was very different than what we were used to seeing. There was a reason there weren't rules, really. And that is because we really hadn't evolved to a point with reality TV where we were educated on what was going to ultimately have consequences or how it was going to read or how it was going to look. It was all just so brand new, and everybody was kind of just doing what they had to do to take their piece of the spotlight and make something interesting regardless of what the repercussions of that could be. And so I do lend some amount of okay, it's not I don't think that it was I'm going to ruin these girls' lives because I hate them. But I think that it was definitely looked over what the ramifications of saying these things could be in the long term in an effort to draw more eyes in the moment.
And also, I do think that the modeling world was probably very, very, very difficult and mean.
Yeah, for sure.
So, did she give them thick skin for that? The problem was they couldn't get any jobs afterwards, but...
I know, but that part of the argument, that was one part of the argument where I wouldn't say I sided necessarily with Tyra, but I'm like, come on, that was not only Tyra specific, that these girls get off of America's Next Top Model and they can't get any modeling gigs. That happened a lot in reality TV where it was you won this competition and then what? How many people did we have win The Apprentice who are not CEOs? You know what I mean? I just feel like it wasn't that uncommon. How many people won Project Runway and are not, designers today? Many.
Did you
winning the show didn't guarantee you that you were going to be a successful model.
Speaking of Nicole Richie, there was a show that she was a host of called Fashion Star. And the day after the episode aired, you could go to H&M and buy some of the pieces. And I got these red, white, and blue shorts that I fucking every day. I got a blazer. I don't wear a blazer. And I was just because again, she hosted the show, so I was all in on Fashion Star.
I feel like Kelly Dodd wouldn't hate you as much if she knew that you had those red, white, and blue shorts. Does she know about those?
That was back when I was a size 28.
She might take it back that you're a soy boy if she knew you owned such a patriotic item.
From Fashion Star.
Oozing masculinity.
So much masculinity over here. I actually need to go take my tissue. Actually, can I tell you something that's crazy? And this has always been, ever since I've had blood work done, I have very high testosterone.
Of course you do.
Which is like wild because it's like, it's not coming out in the ways it's supposed to.
But it's coming out some way. Your poor wife. Poor Caitlin. Prayers up.
Yeah, so
Oh
I
my
always think
God.
that's funny because the doctor will be like, "Oh, your testosterone levels are really, really good." Like I don't have anybody I've done blood work with whose testosterone levels are this high, and I'm like, "What can I say?"
Oh my God, you're so Cody Brown, just
Oh, yeah.
in a different way. You do admit though that Tyra's unhinged, right?
I do. Yes.
Okay.
I fully admit that.
Okay.
She's so
I freaking
beautiful.
laugh when she comes up in TikTok videos or whatever. Like, there's one of her pretending to have rabies and foaming at the mouth, and like she's trying to convince these people that she currently is infected with rabies. It's amazing. There's the one where she does the pass out.
Yes, I was gonna say that one.
Oh my God, so good. Like, these TikToks are incredible.
And I love the one too
Internet
where she's
gold.
like, "Who was scared? I was scared. I was really scared. You know, and we were rooting for you. We were all rooting for you."
Of course. What a moment in time. And she goes undercover as a fat person. She goes undercover as a homeless person. It's
I
just
will say
none of this ages well.
She really lost, the plot when she started the Tyra show. That's where things
Tyra,
really
she
got
really-
ugly. I was like, oh, yikes. Oh,
But like, listen, if you're going to defend Tyra, it's fine. I will say it's just a different thing to look back. We just know better now, right? Like,
Yeah.
we know better now. Much like a tanning bed. Tanning beds jump on the scene. Everybody's popping in them, putting stickers on their hip and loading themselves up with melanoma. One day we learn that that's a bad idea, and we no longer do that, and we develop sunless tanning products, and we never look back.
but in 10 years, they're going to be like, sunless tanning products were this.
Yeah, don't say that. I don't want that to be true. But my point is, here we are today, much further into developing reality television programs and much wiser as to what those outcomes will look like and blah, blah, blah. And we better protect our talent, and we, do a better job of protecting their mental health. Back when we were just getting established, you don't know what you don't know. Let's just expose these girls, take them for a ride, and see what happens.
And I hate to say it, but reality TV has never been as good.
It's unfortunately so true.
Right. That's a tough thing.
It is
Guys, you can check out Britney at her Patreon, patreon.com/ is it Britney, just Britney Haynes, or is there an underscore?
That's a good question.
Let's get that right before
Let's
we
get
tell
that.
people where to go. Patreon.
Yeah, and right now I'm doing, so I just wrapped up recapping Traders, and I am recapping Survivor 50, and I'm going to be
There is no
recapping-
underscore. I Googled it for you.
Oh, thank you so much.
It's
No
just
underscore.
patreon.com/
Brittany Haynes. And we're going to be watching House of Villains.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm going to get into that.
How are you feeling about that?
So the only reason that I'm already not on it is because it aired at the same time as Survivor 50, and Survivor 50 was a 3-hour long program, so I did not have time to start it last week. However, I will be starting it this week. I'm pretty excited. We've got a good little mix of people, including Tom Sandoval, who I did
Right.
Traders with,
Right.
is on this season of House of Villains. Kate.
Oh, that's a good thing you
who's
could
on
text Dolores about.
Oh, why do you want me to text Dolores?
Well, I'm just
for the
saying,
sake
like,
of
if you're
it?
looking for a conversation starter, be like, hey, are you
Yeah.
going to be watching? And then, like, crying, laughing face.
I am pretty excited about Tom being on House of Villains. I've heard early word on the street is that he's borderline likable. So stay tuned. It's going to be, I know, it's going
That's
to be
the
a
worst.
wild ride. I'm excited.
Brittany, thank you so much for filling in for Anna today. If
Anna, we
she
really do hope you
doesn't-
come back.
If she doesn't, though, I think you're in the running.
Oh my God, you're right.
Yeah.
Anna, if you are looking for any reason to just go off the grid, like if you're looking, do you owe a lot in taxes this year? Are you looking to escape any like looming? Think long and hard about this. Is there anything you're needing to escape?
Think about how many headlines she would get.
Oh my God!
Ana
Especially
Quincoces, former Real Housewife of Miami, missing in
move Mexico.
Over Nancy.
Bye. We got a fresh one.
Right.
Oh my God. Really put some thought into this, Anna. Like really think about it. And
imagine me on camera like Bethany when she went to Puerto Rico, and I'm just like devastated, looking everywhere for her, trying to find her.
Yes. Oh my God. We could get Bethany's what is her organization called? Be Strong. Okay, we could get some Be Strong dollars in here to get us on a private jet, to get us down there to lead the search ourselves. Then we get to go live. We're looking, we're no stone unturned. In the meantime, Kelly Dodd re-enters the mix and she's like, "Oh, really, soy boy? You think you're going to find her? You're such a loser. I hope she's never found." Then we have Kelly Dodd headlines. Like, it's going to create quite a flurry. I don't know. I'm just saying think long and hard about it because it might not be the worst thing for any of us.
And, knock on wood, we have yet, all housewives are living, is what I'll say. Mm-hmm. We've not lost a housewife. Okay. So,
is that true?
Yeah.
Well, we lost it. Yeah, I guess that's true.
Who?
I was thinking of the Miami mom.
Well, she wasn't a housewife, though.
No, she wasn't a housewife. She was just a
Marisol.
Yeah, Marisol. Yeah, she's.
Mama
but
Elsa.
You're right. She wasn't a main housewife. So I mean, wow.
That's huge headlines.
Huge headlines.
Honestly, I think it's going to be 24-hour coverage at Bravo.
And I think at BravoCon, there's probably like a specific session that's like a eulogy.
Yes. And I'll speak, obviously.
Obviously. Think about it. All the lineup of speakers. Meanwhile, little do they know she's perfectly healthy. She's just tucked away, elsewhere. And she bought a live ticket to BravoCon so that she could watch it.
Is she going to pull a Sherry Papini and come back?
Eventually, for sure, but only once the interest has died down. Like after the eulogy is over, like we give it like a little bit of time. Then we come back and then we have to concoct a really good story about why she came back.
Well, she got released by her captors.
Yeah.
Start photoshopping some pictures with her just so you have them.
Okay.
Just so you can post them and be like, guys, please help my really dear friend Anna.
Yeah. I'm going to have to really go in and embellish here. I'm going to have to be like, we were so close.
Talk to all the time.
So close. All the time.
But then
I was like a sister to her.
If it happens that they find out that she's been just hiding the whole time, quickly distance yourself.
I would distance myself, but I would be okay for a conspiracy theory that I was in on it. Because again,
okay. Yeah.
Then it's just like, did I like Nancy Kerrigan her? Did I hire that captor?
Yes.
So that I could then fill the spot, you see?
And they're like, bring Britney back for Traders All-Stars, obviously.
Who's the real trader now? You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
I like it.
That's like a good little tagline.
Yeah. I like it. Okay. Well, we're workshopping some stuff here.
Okay. Very good. Have a great vacation too, though. Don't worry about anything.
Yeah, no, we got it all figured out. So.
Yeah.
Thank you, Britney, so much for being here. We love you.
Thanks for having me.
Goodbye.
Okay, bye.